episode is sponsored by My Fansly. Check it out, links in the description below. I'm Mint Salad and I saw Kung Pao Enter the Fist. It is directed by Steve Odekek and it stars Steve Odekek and it also stars Jennifer Tung. This movie is based off of, it's using the footage off of a Hong Kong film. Hong Kong martial arts film to be exact, taken place in 1976 called Savage Killers. Steve Odekek got this footage, is like, alright, I'm gonna use something for this. So you use that plus a bunch of blue screens specifically, to have him and like some other actors to place them in the movie. And it's a very ambitious idea. And the movie starts. You get to see a guy, right? A bunch of guys are going to this house, and there's a baby and another two parents. The guys kill those two parents, and they're about to kill the baby because it's the chosen one. Guess what happens when you try to kill the chosen one as babies? They fight back. The baby specifically starts like showing off its karate moves. It kicks. It grabs the knife that the person was about to stab the baby with and is like as strong as that person, and then starts kicking him in the face, and then we get a huge sequence of just like a bunch of karate-ness from this baby. Like the kid's doing flips, so many flips. I love it. It's just spinning in the air. It's fun to watch, but then these the men are like, hey, we can't fight back this baby. We need to leave. So what they do, they burn down the house with the baby inside, but the baby throws itself out, starts rolling down this hill, just keeps on rolling, and I like it because the footage is used again and again, and but it's also like funny. It's used in a funny way, because there's like a bunch of overdubbing, and then this woman finds the baby, and then we get to see this baby in adulthood. We get to see this baby in adulthood, and it's great because he's just kicking and fighting everyone. He's a big kicker, he's a big puncher, he's a big everything. He can do flips in the air, he can do push-ups with no hands, he can just do push-ups using just his breath, and I find the overdubbing very funny, because obviously it's not using footage from the old movie. It's using like some guy sounding like a woman, like using a high pitch, like just like that. For some dialogue is literally just that, and also you get to see some of the mouths don't match the words at all. So there's this particular guy that I'm thinking of. Like his mouth is saying a lot, but the only thing that comes out of his mouth is I don't know. So there's like a whole period of silence. He's like, I don't know, and then boom, different cut. I'm like, yeah, I love it. This is intentional. This is intentionality right here. Like this guy had a vision and was like, I'm gonna use this footage and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. So we get to see this guy and we get to see what the bad guys are up to, because this guy is after these bad guys who killed his family. And he meets this woman who's she doesn't know what to think about like showing her breasts, because she's just like kind of reserved. And then we get like a scene where she's like opens up her breast and then closes it again, and the character's like, what? What? She's like, I don't want to be too immodest. Also, the funny dialogue, there's a lot of funny dialogue. Like, I can't think of anything specifically, but it's just, the only reason why I don't have any specifics is because all of it is funny and quippy. Like, you get to see some dialogue between the bad guy and some other guy, and it's establishing why the bad guy's a bad guy. And it's like, do you know what I did? Do you know what happened when I went over to him? And this is what happened. So he killed my dog. And then like a sound of what appears to be a dog, but it just sounds like farting. Like that part I didn't quite enjoy, but it was still like, the context was funny. Everyone's like, okay, I don't need to know what else happens next, just tell me now. And there's also some dialogue where it's like, I could think of one where you got the bad guy, and it's like changing angles, the camera, and there's, within like the scene, multiple times the guy changes his shirt color, and so the dialogue's like, and I'm a magician, I can change your shirt to be red, and change it to be red. And it's like, well, how did you do that? Because the shirt was previously black. And then another shot, and right before it pans on to the guy, he's like, oh, and your shirt's black again. And then black shirt. I'm like, ah, yes, great use of dialogue to kind of point out the inconsistencies of everything you're using. But it's a nice, tender, loving story. Everyone's trying to train him how to defeat this guy. You got these little triangles that are just stuck in him, that are giving him his power, and it's impossible to take the triangles off of his chest. And everyone's around him like, you can't defeat him. Also, his name went from Mr. Pain to Betty, and that's an interesting name change. I don't get it at all. But also, you also see, just doing flips and such, he defeats a lot of the bad guys, but a fun sequence, you get to see, he's trying to remove these triangles, and he saw like another guy once before do it, but that guy failed and then died, so he's like, okay, I can do this better, I can do it even better, and the way I'm gonna have to prepare for this is by burning my hands so I don't feel anything. I'm going to have mercury poured onto my hands from a temperature thing, a temperature stick, a thermometer, that's what it's called. Mercury, and then he rubbed that mercury all over her hair. Like, and she's like, oh, and rub that, put that stuff in my hair. And it's like a nice touching scene where they're like having a nice little moment where they're just like having lovey time. And then you get to see her like remove the jacket. She's like, oh, take me. Actually, don't. Take me. No, I don't want to be seen as, I don't want to be seen as promiscuous. Take me. Actually, just take me. And then she doesn't, and then she hugs him. I'm like, well, that was like one wild ride you took us through. Wow. Wow. Just wow. I can't believe it. So, you get to the final fight where the guy is like, oh, you know what? Before the final fight though, there's this cow. There's a karate cow. And it's the CGI is awful, but the cow, I mean, this is 2002, so it's okay for 2002, but still it's awful. Then you get to see them just fighting you got the cow just like milking its udders. Yeah, spray at you. I'm gonna use my milk as a weapon. And then he defeats the cow by punching in a bunch of the udders, and then the cow deflates or something. It doesn't matter. Just reality doesn't matter in this movie. But then you get to see some fun fighting. Also, I forgot to mention, to kind of build the hype up for this character, you get to show this guy like punching a hole through a guy. Just a clean circular hole, and the narration is like, how is that even possible? Like, come on, like, that doesn't seem like you'd be able to live after that. Like, that's like all your internal organs. So yeah, the narration's also fun there too. And then, now we get to the final scene. You get to see, yeah, he finally gets the triangles off. But it's after all these triangles come from space. And there's aliens. That's right, the big bad of this movie are aliens. Not the guy that killed his father and his mother. And it's just like a classic revenge story. No way. Aliens. But also, I forgot to mention, he has this tongue. This tongue that has like an annoying orange look to it. It must be from that period of time. And that tongue, he feeds the tongue throughout the movie. The tongue's like a weird addition. It's weird. But the tongue, it gets him out of trouble by he can extend his tongue very far and kind of get the corner of one of the triangles. The triangle's like, nope, I'm not dealing with this, and they all leave. And then he defeats the bad guy, and everything is hunky-dory. And he gets the lady, and that's great. And that's the end of the movie. What a goofy movie. Again, the dialogue is hilarious. The dub-over especially is hilarious. The dub-over is done, like, pretty funnily. Because it's like, well, these mouths obviously don't move while I'm speaking. So I'm gonna make it like a joke out of it, and I liked that. I forgot to mention the Simba. There was a Simba reference. He's like down on his luck, and the Simba comes in the sky. He's like, Simba. He's like, I'm not Simba. And then like the lion starts nagging him. The CGI, also awful, but it looks cool for what it is, because it's like, oh, this is a CGI character who's not supposed to look real. So I appreciate what he looks like. And all the characters that are in the beginning, like the guy with the hole out of his stomach appears. And everyone is prosperous, and the land is very prosperous now that the bad guy is gone. And so, I gotta give this movie a solid 6 out of 10. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was funny, but it was a little too goofy for me. I like the story, again, but it didn't seem to go anywhere with the aliens plot. Like, I didn't... Why does the aliens need to be introduced? Pretty much. Like, and they didn't really serve any purpose other than to be like, oh, the big bad! Oh, the big bad's gone! Something for this character to beat. And yeah, that was pretty good. 6 out of 10 seems pretty deserved. And if you like that content, more content on patreon.com/ASEPresents for $3, daily vlogs, and some movie. And if you like that content, I have more content on patreon.com/ASEPresents for $3 a month for some daily vlogs and some extended mint salad saws. And also $20 a month gets you one request per 1 month. So go check out the Patreon at patreon.com/ASEPresents. Also, if you'd like me to see me pose in this outfit or not in this outfit, wink! Check out my Fansly at fansly.com/titsmintsalad. Till next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see y'all later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. That was above the frame, I have to do that one again. Until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see y'all later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.